Hey everybody, we're making one of my favorite side dishes today, and it's got spinach in it. You're gonna love it. I guarantee you Popeye the Sailor Man approves. Let's get cooking. Alright, so we're starting off with a half stick of butter melted and some onion. There we go. That's just one whole sweet Vidalia. You don't like sweet Vidalias? Use an onion you like. It doesn't matter. That's the great thing about cooking. You get to do it your way, any way you want. Now, baking on the other hand, well, it's very specific. You can't just say, you know what, I want more baking powder in here. Or, you know what, there's too much yeast. You can't do that. It's all very, very specific. You cannot go just changing that around. But cooking gives the chef a chance to show their individuality, their flair, and their personal taste and imagination. I mean, this is far from the original recipe I saw online a number of years ago. Let's go ahead. We'll add just a little bit of salt here. Just get things kicked off. And some pepper. A little black pepper. We're not going to go too wild on seasoning today. And no, you're not going to burn the pepper. No, that people who say that, it's like they have nothing better to do than to harass. And we're going to just go ahead and saute that for a little while and get it cooked down before we start adding anything else in here. All right, it's been going nicely here for just a few minutes. You can see it's starting to get a little translucent in spots, and that's just about right. Now we're going to go ahead and add in some mushrooms. I love mushrooms. Now, some people, oh, no, I don't like mushrooms. I don't like mushrooms. Don't put them in there. You know why that is? You've never had it cooked for you correctly. Now, I'm adding salt and copious amounts of it because the next thing we need to do is get the moisture out of the mushrooms. That's why you don't like mushrooms, because people don't cook it right. They don't get the moisture out. And guess what? I mean, it's like a person. It's like 80% water. So, you know, you got to get all the water out. The salt will help us get out the moisture. And we're going to cook that down a bit. That's why we added so much salt. Now that was, according to the package, that was 8 ounces of mushrooms. And unfortunately, all they had were the little white ones. Sometimes I like to get the shiitake or the portobellos, but supplies were limited today, so we just got the sliced up white ones. And we're going to cook these down for a bit. Try to get out that moisture before we move on to the next step. Alright, you look in there real close, you can see that water, that brown yucky water coming out of the mushrooms. That's what we want. So we're getting there. Now, as that's starting to kick out moisture, I got something that actually needs moisture going in next. I'm going with these already sun-dried julienne cut tomatoes. I've seen some of these before where it's got basil infused. I couldn't find any, so we're just going with a regular. Now I use about that much. Again, it's cooking. It doesn't matter how much you use. Use how much makes you happy. And it's already, so we're going to go ahead and throw that in there. As you see, it's obviously sun-dried, they're dried. There's no moisture in them. So we want for the moisture that the mushrooms are kicking out to infuse a little bit in our sun-dried tomatoes. Now we're going to add in the last bit of my thyme leaves. Off camera, I've already added some more salt, pepper, just because it needed it. And pretty soon, we're going to add our garlic. All right, now I've got it cooked down pretty much where I want it. You may want to go more. It's up to you. But now we're going to add in the garlic. You can see I've minced it up pretty decent little bits. And that's about 3 very, very large cloves there that I'm putting in. Now most chefs will tell you garlic is going to be one of the last things you add before you decide you're going to add moisture. Well, that'd be like adding chicken stock or something of that nature. Well, we don't have any chicken stock, but our last ingredient is gonna cook down pretty darn quick. Now, when do you know to start adding in on top of the garlic? When you smell the garlic. I'm not smelling it yet. Oh, it's starting to though. Man, I wish I could smell this. It's just amazing. So now it's time. Now that was 8 ounces of mushrooms. This big container is 6 ounces. Now you're going to see now why we needed the big pot. Yeah, see? There you go. Now, some people think you got to go cut all of that stuff off of there. No. It cooks. It tastes just fine. Go ahead and put that in there. But if you want to be a snob about it, and it's your kitchen, be as snobby as you like. Go ahead, take the time, trim it off. But if you're waiting, you're trying to get this ready while the kids are making racket. Mom, is it time to eat yet? Is it time to eat yet? Well, don't worry about it. The kids won't know the difference. So now we're going to stir this up. And you're going to watch here. Well, I don't know how much you're going to watch, but you're going to see how it's going to cook down relatively quickly. And you want to try, if you can, there we go. There we go. Now we're starting to get the veggies from underneath and getting our spinach down on the bottom. And you see how fast that cooked down. Oh, this is looking good and smelling good. And at this point, if you've salted and peppered and added herbs and everything else that you want in here, by now you're not going to have to do much of anything else. Maybe you want to add a little salt or a little pepper when you get it to the table, but for the most part, you're finished. It's just a matter of cooking your spinach down. Look at that. Beautiful and green. The mushrooms, the tomato, the garlic, the onion. Oh, this is going to be good. Alrighty. Time to plate it. Now it's time to dig in. Oh, I love this. It's always so good. So simple, so easy. Hey, Valentine's Day is coming up. Maybe you ought to impress your significant other by cooking something like this for them. It's so easy. They'll think you're a gourmet chef. You gotta try it. This is so simple, so easy to do that you gotta try it. And I will catch you next week. That's another great video in the can. Hey, what are you still doing here? Video's over. You forgot to like, comment, and subscribe again, didn't you? You go ahead and do that now. My lunch is ready, so I'm gonna eat. See you next week.